Today we continue to listen Karuna Bhavana and Mudita Bhavana. Makaruni Gona Tohitaya Sabapaninam Puritva Parami Sabba Pato Sambodhi Muttamam. The Lord Buddha, who is possessed of great compassion, fulfill all the perfection for the benefits of all beings and reach the highest state as the fully enlightened one. By this utterance of truth, may there be happiness for you always. May there always be happiness for you. With great compassion, Buddha surveyed the world, and he saw beings are consumed by fire. There are 11 fires are burning. Ragagi, dosagi, mohagi, raga, dosa, moha, jati, jara, marana, soka, baridewa, dukkha, domanasa, upayasa. How many fires? 11. 11. Can you follow me, Rudy? Raga, dosa, moha, jati, jara, marana, soka, baridewa, dukkha, domanasa, upayasa. So 11 fires: raga, passion, dosa, anger, moha, delusion, jati, fresh rebirth, jara, aging or decrepit, marana, death, soka, worry and anxiety, prideva, grief, lamentation, dukkha, physical distress, domanasa, mental distress, and upayasa, extreme despair. Ragagi, dosagi, mohagi, etc. So 11 fires are burning to all beings. So where the fires are burning? In the eye base, in the eye base, Chakku adita, rupa adita, chakku vinyana adita, chakku sampaso adita, chakku sampasaja vedana adita. Chakku eye base, rupa visual forms, chakku vinyana eye consciousness, chakku sampasa eye contact, chakku sampasaja vedana feeling born of eye contact. So how many phenomena are burning in eye base? 5. Yeah, 5. So can you follow me, Rudy? Fires are burning. Fire is burning in the eye base. Fire is burning in the eye base. Fire are burning in the visual forms. Fires are burning in the visual forms. Fire is burning in the eye consciousness. Fire is burning in the eye consciousness. Fire is burning in the eye contact. Fire is burning in the eye contact. Fire is burning in the feeling born of eye contact. So in the eye base, how many phenomena are burning? 5, yeah. So ear, in the ear base, sota adita, sada adita, sota vinyana adita, sota sampaso adita, sota sampasaja vidana adita. So ear base, eardrums and sounds, ear consciousness, ear contact, feeling born of ear contact. So ear base, how many fire burning? 5, yeah. So can you follow me? Fire is burning. Fire are burning in the ear base. Fire are burning in the sounds. Fire is burning in the ear consciousness. Fire is burning in the ear contact. Fire is burning in the feeling born of ear contact. So ear base, how many fire burning? 5, yes. So eye, ear, nose, how many phenomena burning? Nose, 5. Tongue, 5. Body, 5. And mind, yeah, 5. Also, how many basic 6 and bases? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. 6 and bases. And for one base, there may be burning 5 phenomena, and 6 multiplied by 5, 30 fire are burning for beings. So these are what Buddha saw. Fires are burning, producing flames, fury producing flame, passion, the fiery anger, delusion, mistaken views, and fires of fresh rebirth, fire of aging, fires of death, fires of worry, anxiety, fires of grief, wailing, and lamentation, miserable fires of physical distress, the fires of mental distress and unhappiness, the fires of extreme despair are burning vehemently, producing blazing flames. Having seen living beings enveloped in such bliss, great compassion had arisen in the Buddhas. So in the 11 fires, raga, dosa, moha, passion, anger, and delusions are the fires of akusala, kilesa. So how many kilesa are there? 3, raga, dosa, moha. And another 8, the fire of jati, jara, marana, etc. are in fact the fires of samsaric miseries, aging, sickness, death, etc. These 8 are samsaric miseries. Of these 8, the 3 jati, fresh rebirth, jara, aging, and death, marana, the 3 kinds of fires are conspicuous. However, there is food for thought relating to the fires of jati, rebirth, as to how fresh existence, which has come into being, suffers the burning heat. To put it briefly, in every existence, throughout his lifetime, the misery which a person encounters are caused by the fires of fresh rebirth. Misery in hell are to be suffered because of his rebirth in hell. In the same way, miserable condition of the animal life and of Peta's hungry ghost are met with because of rebirths in the animal worlds as dogs, pigs, fowls, birds, etc., or as hungry ghosts, as the case may be. Those people who are born of the poor parents will probably be stricken with poverty throughout their lifetime. Persons who become devas or brahmas are also suffering misery in their respective existences, merely because they have been reborn in those existences. And a question may arise from which source this burning heat of misery has come. Because of the resultant effect of kilesa and karma. Kilesa, mental defilements, and karma cause to become a being. So these kilesa, mental defilements, and karma proceed from one's own dependence upon the resultant effect of the consciousness of sight, which obviously comes into view through the medium of the eye base at the time of seeing, and of the consciousness of sound through the ear at the moment of hearing, etc. That is the reason why all consciousness of the object of sight and sound appearing and occurring through the eye base and the ear base at every moment of seeing, hearing, etc., is to be stated as the burning fire of jati, fresh rebirth, which bring forth new existence. The new existence of the fire of rebirth occurs from the upsurge of kilesa, mental defilements, and the effect of karma based upon the act of seeing and so on. This fire of jati, rebirth, having had the opportunity to take place at every moment of seeing, hearing, etc., whenever he see, whenever he hear, etc., are occurring. It may be said that the fire of jati, fire of rebirth, is burning. The fire of Jara, aging, and Marana, death, are occurring and burning in the same manner. The only prominent thing is that aging and death are clearly noticeable and visible in their true nature as condition worsen. So according to what has been stated, the manner of the outbreak of fires of Jati, rebirth, etc. is as described in the preaching contained in Advaita Sutta. In the Advaita Sutta, it mentions Chakko Advaitam, Rupa Advaita, Chakku Vijnana Advaitam, etc. In the introduction of the Mahakaruna Samapatti, since it has been stated ordinarily as Loka Sannivasa, that conveys the meaning of burning the living beings. It can be interpreted to mean that the fires of Jati, etc. are burning in every existence, wherever a being may be born. As such, all miseries which are faced and suffered throughout the lifetime, for having first come into being in every existence, are burns caused by the fire of rebirth that has initially conceived. In every existence, getting gradually advanced in age with the obvious signs of gray hairs, short-sightedness, or blurry vision, or becoming difficult of hearing, deaf, is due to the burning heat of aging. Eventually, the inevitable death which takes place is the burning heat of the fire of Marana. In every kinds of existence, these fires of Jara and Marana, aging and death, which are burning, are quite conspicuous. Then, Soka Baridewa, anxiety, grief, wailing, bereavement, and lamentation due to the loss and death of relatives, loss and destruction of properties, or loss of business enterprise, etc., are the burning fires of grief and lamentation. Also, in every existence, generally various kinds of physical suffering, dukkha, are to be faced. There are also heart-breaking moments with extreme anxiety, domanassa. These happenings are the fires of domanassa, dejection, and upayasa, despair, which he has to undergo unavoidably. For having observed that the beings are undergoing severe misery and suffering in the raging fires, altogether 11 in kind, it mentioned to show how Buddha was moved to compassion. except Buddha. There is no other single person capable of extinguishing all these burning fires. Such being the case, having perceived in the hearts of Buddha great compassion has occurred towards all beings in the hearts of the Buddha. All beings, all living beings are subjected to the 11 kinds of fires such as raga, dosa, moha, passion, anger, and delusion. So Buddha had great compassion towards those living beings, realizing that there was no one except him to come to their help. Yes, indeed, these beings are really pitiable, since not only one but 11 fires are burning them up. The miseries they have to undergo must be awfully terrible. There's no one who could give instruction to these poor, pitiable beings to escape from the burning flames except the compassionate Supreme Buddha. Knowing fully well the fate of all living beings, compassion had arisen in the hearts of the Buddha, and this feeling of deep compassion had impulsed Buddha to deliver his preaching, revealing the way to happiness and guiding them to follow the practice of the Noble Eightfold Path. That is Sila, Samadhi, Panya, morality, concentration, and wisdom for the entire period of 45 years. So now members of the Sanghas are recounting his noble teaching and giving instruction to all the disciples. Having already covered a wide range relating to the occurrence of Karuna in the minds of the Buddha, we have to develop the feeling of compassion after reflecting upon the miserable condition of the living beings who are suffering from various kinds of fires and distress. So we have to develop Karuna in this way. Living beings are pierced by the arrows of raga, passion, anger, delusion, etc. They are also caught in the nets of deity and dana, wrong view and craving, and they are drifting in the current in the midstreams of deity and dana, wrong view and craving, and they are burnt by the fires of raga, dosa, moha, passion, anger, delusion, etc. May all those pitiable living beings be liberated from misery. May all those pitiable living beings be liberated from misery. We have to do Karuna Bhavana in this way. The method of developing Karuna compassion, as has been stated, is for the sake of gaining perfection and merits. However, in the case of a yogi with special perfection, he or she could achieve appanajana even while developing in the manner stated. If purposely desirous of developing so as to gain grunajana, absorption of compassion, each should not be developed starting from a beloved person, etc., as is done in the case of developing metta. It should not also be developed commencing from a person of the opposite sex, and it should not, a gruna should not be developed beginning from a person who is already dead and gone. Karuna, compassion must be bestowed first upon a pitiable person who is in dire distress by developing pity and reciting as, may he be free from misery, may she be free from misery. Only when jhana has been achieved by developing as stated, he should proceed to develop compassion towards a person who is dear to him. Thereafter, a neutral person should be radiated with gruna. The last person towards whom gruna should be developed is a person hostile to him. While developing gruna, compassion towards an enemy, if anger arises, these feelings of anger should be suppressed, as in the case of developing metta, and then only afterwards karuna compassion be developed towards a beloved person, a neutral person, an enemy, and his own self. Equally balanced on all four of them with pity so as to be accomplished with Sima Sambheda. After that, according to the fourth method, practice should be made with diligence to complete the realization of all three kinds of Guna Jhana. Now it is fairly comprehensive in describing the manner of developing Karuna, compassion. Then let us continue to listen relating to the manner of developing Mudita. So what means Mudita? Mudita means rejoicing and getting pleased. It is rejoicing with others in their happiness and prosperity. Some people do not wish to see others prosper, happy, and successful in their life's career. This reflects the nature of envy and jealousy. In Pali language, what's called envy and jealousy? Asa. Yeah. So Asa, envy and jealousy. The Mudita is diametrically opposite to Asa, the envy. A person who is overwhelmed with the feeling of envy will not wish to see others becoming prosperous, successful, and happy. And he is not inclined to see others being endowed with a large numbers of attendants, handsome looks, and good education. And he does not wish to see others reaching a higher status in life and getting promotion in official rank and position. On the other hand, a person with mudita gets pleased and rejoices and seeing others successful in their business or official career. He can bring into his mind the feeling of joy and pleasure. He is developing in this way. May he be prosperous. May she be prosperous. This bent of mind or goodwill is mudita. It is indeed a dharma, the nature of noble mindedness with extreme moral purification. Feeling of mudita should be spread out or radiated first and foremost to a very intimate friend who is in the habit of speaking with a smile on his face. Or when a beloved one who has become wealthy and prosperous, smartly dressed with happiness, you see or hear, feeling of rejoicing should be invoked. Saying how happy he is, oh very, very fine indeed, how good it is. You rejoice in this way. And also in Abhidhamma Vibhinga Pali, it has been preached in this way. A bhikkhu with the mind that occurs along with mudita how it will remain staying by radiating towards one region. Citing as an example, having seen an individual deserving of love and adoration, he becomes pleased and happy. In the same way, to all living beings, it is spread out with mudita. In the statement given in Visuddhimagga, in regard to developing mudita, it is shown how happiness has occurred, as how good it is, how fine it is. It has not been stated in the manner usually uttered at the present day by members of the Sangha, a layman as Yathalada Sampatito Mawigichandu. May he not be deprived of, or may he not be diminished in all riches and wealth that have already come into possession. However, in explaining the decision made at random, it has been stated as Kamasakasata, etc. In this statement, what has been explained as living beings having had their own individual karma, which produce the advantageous result that repent, since they are the master of their own destiny, and since they are reaping the fruits, the seeds of which they have sown in the past, how can they be deprived of, or how can they be diminished in their wealth by the will or influence of others? So that is in conformity with the statement Mawigichandu. May he not be deprived of, or may he not be diminished. So in developing mudita, what is usually uttered by the majority of people will be expounded. If a person endowed with wealth and happiness is seen or heard, mudita should be developed by bringing him into one's mind as, may not this person wealth diminish, and may he not suffer loss. May he be able to retain his wealth and luxurious living status in full accomplishment. And may he be able to enjoy happiness as before. Towards a large number of people, mudita is to be developed in this way. May their wealth and prosperity which have been acquired be not diminished. May their property be not lost. And may they be able to retain their wealth in full with luxury. And may they be as happy as before. In this regard, the statement to have the full accomplishment of his wealth and luxurious life may be considered as not being fabulously rich, but as being fairly well off. Mudita can be developed visualizing with a deep feeling of joy towards a person who is fairly wealthy. Such being the case, There is hardly anything to be said, in particular in the matter of radiating mudita towards a person of great affluence for whom mudita can be developed with much more cordial rejoicing. So we have to develop mudita in this way. May all those people who are fully endowed with wealth and prosperity be accomplished with their wealth that has been acquired. May they be able to retain their wealth and prosperity as before, and may they continue to live in opulence with happiness as before. May all those beings who are rich, may they be as happy and prosperous as before. So simply you can radiate mudita in this way. Can you follow me? May all beings who are rich be happy, be as happy and prosperous as before. May all those beings who are rich be as happy and prosperous as before. So that is Mudita Bhavana, Yatha Lada Sampatido. So nevertheless, those beings, those living beings who are said to be in misery are likely to enjoy happiness in their own way according to circumstances under which they live. Even those beings who are continuously suffering pain and misery in the burning fires of hell was said to get relief at the time when Supreme Buddha and noble arhats have made a visit to the realms of hell and preached the Dhamma. So hell beings are suffering all the time, but when Buddha and arhats visited to the hell, they are relieved for that moment. So when the Supreme Buddha and noble arhats had made a visit to the hell realms and preached the Dhamma, they get relief at the time. So mudita can be very well developed with a benevolent feeling towards all beings. The manner of developing mudita is the same in the case of developing karuna. We have to develop in this way. May all beings be able to retain their wealth and prosperity which they have acquired without diminution. May they continue to remain in opulence with happiness as before. The method of developing mudita is in conformity with the instruction contained in the Pali text as Sabbe Satta Yatha Ladda Sampatito Mawigichantu. So we proceed to develop by reciting in accordance with what has been stated as Sabbipana. Sabbi Satta Sabbipana Yatha Ladda Sampatito Mawigichantu. That means may all those beings who breathe and live be able to retain their wealth and prosperity which they have acquired without diminution. May they be as happy as before. And then Sabbe Buddha, Sabbe Pogala, may all those persons who have obviously come into beings, Sabbe Pogala, may all those individuals, Sabbe Atta Bhava Briyabana, may all those persons who possess their bodily self-material body of khandhas be able to retain their wealth and prosperity and be as happy as before. And then you can develop mudita in the eastern region, in the western region, etc. Altogether 10 region. So if you radiate completely, you can radiate 120 kinds of disa or disa mudita in a nutshell. If these are added to the 12 kinds of disa and disa, it will come to a total of 132 kinds of mudita. If possible and if time and circumstances permit, these 132 kinds of mudita may be developed. In the event of not being able to develop in the manner stated, if mudita with a feeling of rejoicing can be developed towards affluent persons, every time you see or you hear mentally or verbally radiating, may they be able to retain their wealth and prosperity, and may they be happy as before. Then advantages will be accrued not only in the present lifetime, but also in future existences as well. The majority of people are likely to be jealous of others being better than them. At present, people are generally envious and they are inclined to conspire with ill feeling to cause misery to others and to bring about their financial ruin on flimsy grounds. These are envy and jealousy, Isa, which bring demerits. Those who are jealous or envious will generally have no good friends who would render them assistance. In future existences, they may probably be in misery for lack of attendance. Relating to matters mentioned in the foregoing, it has been cited in Uparipanasa, Chula Kama Vibinga Sutta. Briefly stated, a person who is envious and jealous of others, success in acquiring wealth and prosperity, and enhancements of reputation, is likely to go down to the four lower states and reach hell for their immoral action of envy. After his release from the four lower states or hell, if he is reborn as a human being by virtue of strength of his merits, he or she will be lacking in companions and attendants. It is clearly illustrated and expounded in commentary as resembling the person who is armless, the person who is without his hands after being cut off. When he becomes thirsty, he will have no assistance or helpers, even to offer him water to drink for the purpose of quenching his thirst. On the other hand, a person who is rejoicing with others in their well-being and happiness will be elevated to the abode of good realms, awards of celestial realms for his wholesome karma as a result of developing mudita. If he or she happens to be reborn in the worlds of human beings or in any form of existence, wherever he or she may be, he or she will have a positive result of being equipped with a large number of attendants and the attributes of power and fame. So it has been preached as such in a concise way. And Mazi Sarah have this motto: envy repels attendance and helpers. Goodwill brings forth retinue in great numbers. Envy repels attendance and helpers. Goodwill brings forth retinue in great numbers. So in short, how nice it is to practice and develop mudita. And by so developing, merits will accrue without any expenses. So you can practice mudita by developing mudita, merits will accrue without any expenses. Also in the matter of developing mudita, it has been instructed in the Visuddhimagga that to practice till Sima Sambheda, the limit of distinction, is complete, as in the case of developing Karuna. According to the fourth method, it mentioned in developing to reach the finest attainment of the third jhana. Now that full explanation has been given relating to the manner of developing mudita, So we have to conclude the preaching delivered today with a recitation. While reciting, what is recited should be brought into our minds, and at the same time developing vipassana through contemplation and noting. So for metta, we have to read it in this way. May all beings be free from dangers. May they be free from bodily suffering. May they be free from mental distress. And may they be able to shoulder the burden of their own khandhas with happiness. So for Karuna, may all beings be liberated from miseries which they are presently suffering. For Mudita, we have to radiate. May all beings be able to retain their wealth and prosperity which they have acquired and continue to remain wealthy and prosperous. May they be happy. May they be as happy as before. So we finish Karuna and Mudita Bhavana. So we have to stop our discourse for today by practicing Metta Bhavana, Karuna Bhavana, and Mudita Bhavana. By practicing Vipassana meditation, by noting rising, falling, sitting, touching, walking, standing, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, etc. Continuously and meticulously. May all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future.